Hello and welcome back to Books of Blood. My name is John and today we're going to be continuing 50 years of horror fiction with the year 1977. I got 5 more books here, so let's go ahead and get underway, alright? First up, we have got All Heads Turn When the Hunt Goes By. This is by John Ferris. The affair is a military wedding. The groom's parents are the Bradwins, one of the oldest and most distinguished families in Virginia. The family head, General Boss Bradwin, is a famous Army officer. Of all his prized sons, his youngest, Clipper Bradwin, is the most promising. First in his class at Blue Ridge Military Academy, graduate with all honors, he is now entering into holy matrimony and then into wartime service of his country. What will begin, however, with the solemnity of his marriage vows will end in the echoing screams of the damned, an ungodly spectacle of spilled blood and sobbing, throat-aching terror. For this distinguished family is like no other on earth. There is a curse on their blood. Their family history is rooted not in magnolia and honeysuckle, but in darkness and demonism, and frightening forces beyond their knowledge and control. Their august history begins not in antebellum mansions, but with supernatural sorcery and the ancient rites and rituals of dark African jungles. There is a curse that grips the Bradwins from generation to generation, from horror to bloody horror, and that climaxes in a spine-chilling nightmare of black occultism and blood vengeance. And that is All Heads Turn When the Hunt Goes By. That's by John Ferris. All right, now this was just recently reissued as one of the paperbacks from hell. This is The Spirit, and this is by Thomas Page. It has many names: Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch. But whatever it is, it's out there in the woods and leaving a trail of blood and severed heads behind it. For John Moon, a half-mad Indian, it is a spirit that holds the key to his inner self. He worships its power, and he'll kill to protect it. Desperate, exhausted, half-starved, Moon will follow it wherever it goes. For Raymond Jason, killing it has become an obsession. He was the only survivor of a hunting trip to the Rockies where the hunters became the monster's prey. Now he is determined to track the creature down and destroy it. But when the two men finally cornered their quarry, they set loose a flood of terror and destruction that may leave no survivors. And that is The Spirit, and that is by Thomas Page. Okay. All right, next up we have Isabelle, and this is by Jane Parkhurst. Radiant, innocent, her perfect oval face crowned by a glory of red gold curls, Isabelle left the Inverness convent a devout servant of God. Then, ravaged and shocked by a brutal marriage, she learned a new kind of devotion: evil. A sensuous devotion to the mysterious Frenchman who brought her ecstasy. And that is Isabelle. And that is by Jane Parkhurst. Very brief synopsis there. All right. Okay. And next up we have got Lovers Living, Lovers Dead. And this is by Richard Lortz. The story of Michael, a professor of comparative literature who is beginning to suspect that his wife, Christine, an ex-student some 20 years his junior, is harboring dark secrets about her past. To uncover these secrets, he teams up with Christine's psychologist, and the two use deception to find out about her mysterious past, which is personified by her even more mysterious father, whose ghost-like presence is felt throughout the novel. In the climactic scene of Lovers Living, Lovers Dead, Michael raids his wife's secret hope chest, finding out that Christine's wild stories about her father's trips to Africa and the Far East, where he consorted with witch doctors and tribal chieftains, were not tales after all, but realities. He finds millions in Swiss bank accounts, pornographic pictures of his wife being molested as a child so that she could not be sacrificed as a virgin. As it turns out, Christine's father struck a deal with the devil, as it were, one in which he delivered his daughter's soul in order to save her from becoming a human sacrifice. And that is Lovers Living, Lovers Dead. And that is by Richard Lortz. All right, next up we have got a short story collection, and okay, there we go, sorry about that. All right, and this is Morgenstern and Others, and this is by Hugh B. Cave. Long before he became the author of polished romances for the slick magazines of bestseller novels and first-hand research travel books, Hugh B. Cave wrote some of the most grisly and chilling horror stories ever to appear in the pulps. Crawling forth from the Depression years, from the haunted pages of strange tales, weird tales, ghost stories, spicy mystery stories, Black Book Detective Magazine, thrilling mysteries, and elsewhere. Be warned, this is a collection of horror tales. Morgenstern and Others abounds with haunted houses, ravenous vampires, slobbering monsters, fiends, human and inhuman, nights dark and stormy, corpses fresh and rotting. These stories exemplify the gothic horror thrillers of the 1930s. No-holds-barred, lurid chillers of violent action and scream in the night terror. Like a vintage horror movie, Morgenstern and Others is an experience to be savored best on a stormy, lonely night. And that is Morgenstern and Others. And that is by Hugh B. Cave. And that, I think I only did 4 books in this one. Let me check here. I apologize if I did, but I think I only did 4. Let's see, there is 1. All Heads Turn, The Spirit, 2, 3. No, I did 5. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought I had done 4, but no, I did 5. Anyway, that is going to do it for the year 1977. Thank you guys for watching. Take care and stay scared. Bye-bye.